Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. I am here with Stephen McGee, formerly of Summer House.
Yes, formerly.
Thank you for joining me. He will be co-hosting the show with me today, and I'm so excited to hit you with the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. But we have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
We have a lot of questions for you, most of which we'll get to after we hit them with the news. But first, what is new with you?
I'm just really enjoying having a summer that I get to do what I want to do. That's
Right.
really nice. But also it sucks because I feel like my friends have been used for the past 2 years to making plans without me. They just don't invite me because they know I couldn't come.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, hey, I'm here. I can come out. I can do things. But I've been out in the Hamptons.
Have you run into the Summer House crew in the Hamptons?
I have purposefully avoided that little snafu. I have many spies throughout the Hamptons who give me information about their locations and where they are.
So what happened? Because when the news came out that you and Lauren were no longer part of the cast, it was quite shocking.
Right.
What happened?
Well, I think that there is a lot of misinformation out there about that. First of all, we were not fired from Summer House. This is something that the conversations go on for a long time, and through casting and everything, there's a lot that goes on. But, the news broke. Allegedly, what I've heard is that Carl was talking to some girl, probably trying to impress her and giving her a bunch of information, and her sister or someone worked at Daily Mail. And that's how the information got out. And so there was a leak.
And it was Carl.
And it was Carl. He loves to talk. But that was what we found out. But, we were not fired. This did not come as a surprise to me. I knew.
That's how you found out through
No, I
you already
knew,
knew. Okay.
6 weeks prior to it coming out.
Okay.
And, it was, I wouldn't say it was a mutual decision, but the conversations, naturally came. And, I have a great relationship with Bravo. I was just at Bravo on Monday. There's many things happening with Bravo. So
we can see you back. We might see you back on Bravo in
yeah,
the future.
But you will not see me on Summer House.
Okay.
That book is closed.
Okay. Honestly, I'm excited to see what you do next. The show is nothing without you, and it's your loss.
I think the book is closed, but it's not like reading it's not a book in the Harry Potter series. That's a book you put away. That's the book that goes to the art sale.
Right, exactly. So thank you for the update. We will get into the more in-depth questions later. But before that, we are here to hit you with the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. And Stephen is here to help me help you.
At first, I am a little bit confused because, I automatically always thought of toast. Whenever I think of the morning toast, I think of, I want your, picture to be the brave little toaster or something.
Oh, yeah.
But then I was like, oh no, it's totally about drinking in the morning.
Well,
so is it about eating or drinking?
It's about all forms of toast. It's about
Everything.
toasting. It's about a piece of toast, and it just has a lot of different uses.
Okay.
And any way toast can be
Whatever way
applied,
it speaks to you.
Whatever
For
way
me,
it
it's
speaks.
alcohol.
Right. Sometimes for us it's alcohol, and sometimes for us it's avocado toast.
Okay.
Do you know? And
Yeah.
then sometimes it's also a Sonia Morgan toaster.
You're so verse.
We're so versatile, and then it's also the toast is now toasty vibes.
Yeah.
So it means a lot of different things. But thank you. I feel like a lot of people have that question, and we've never gotten a chance to address it.
Yeah.
It is all things toast, you guys. It's the bread.
God.
It's the drinks. It's the toast.
I'm just
mind blown.
yeah, it's everything.
Thank you. Okay, so first story. Last night were the ESPY Awards. Danica Patrick hosted. I heard she did a mediocre job. But the real moment was Ali Raisman and 140 of Larry Nassar's victims united on stage. Quote, "We survived together," they said. So in one of the most powerful and emotional moments in the ESPY Awards history, more than 100 survivors of the disgraced doctor Larry Nassar, who is vile and disgusting, and I hate that we even have to talk about him on the show anymore, were honored for their courage in making their stories heard even when no one would listen. Jennifer Garner presented the Arthur Ashe Courage Award to the 140 of the hundreds of child athletes who have spoken out about the horrific sexual abuse they experienced while under the care of the now imprisoned Michigan State and USA gymnastics doctor. The group of victims, including Olympic gold medalist Ali Raisman, took to the stage after a heart-wrenching video introduction. As the large group of, quote, sister survivors made their way onto the stage at the Microsoft Theater, they were given a standing ovation by the country's top sports stars, many of whom stopped clapping only to wipe away their tears. 3 of Nassar's victims, Raisman, Sarah Klein, and Tiffany Lopez, described the horrific experience of being ignored when they reported sexual abuse. Quote, the ripple effect of our actions or inactions can be enormous, spanning generations. Perhaps the greatest tragedy of this nightmare is that it could have been avoided, Raisman said. Agreed. Quote, whether you act or do nothing, you are shaping the world that we live in, impacting others. All we needed was one adult to have the integrity stand between us and Larry Nassar. She added, if just one adult had listened, believed, and acted, the people standing before you on the stage would have never met him. I love Aly Raisman. Like, oh my God, I love her so much. And I love her for saying, well, first of all, being strong enough to like take the stage with her sister survivors and like really have a moment and just empower other people. But like for stating the obvious, which is that so many people complained about this doctor and no one did anything. Like, it goes so far up to the top.
Right.
It's so disgusting. And I'm glad she called it out on stage in front of the largest, widest sports audience that exists.
Yeah. I think what we found lately is that like, we need people to be putting these people on blast in public forums because that's the only way that we as a public have to hold them accountable.
Exactly. It's like because the people who are above them won't hold them accountable. It's not until it's a big national scandal that people give a shit. And it's really frustrating because you would think people in power like would use that power.
Right. I mean, especially
good.
With kids. You have to really be a shitty person to turn a blind eye when you're talking about kids that are like
and
so young,
hundreds of kids. Like this is systematic, and it's horrible. And I'm glad that these women have had their day, but honestly, it's not enough justice being served. Like, it's a start.
Right.
The Arthur Ashe Courage Award is a start.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is like the least that community can do for these people.
I totally agree. But
yeah.
it's something at least, and it's bringing awareness to the issue, and that helps. But we need to do better, you guys. USA Gymnastics, Michigan State, do better by our children. Thank you. Also, switching gears a little bit, something a little bit more exciting.
Happy.
Danica Patrick and Aaron Rodgers made their red carpet couple debut. And we have a photo of them. Like, they look really cute. I don't know how I feel about them as a couple just because I've, read a lot of blind items. Do you keep up with blind items?
So I only started reading the blinds because of that one blind that everyone said was about Summer House.
Oh, my God, right. So there was a blind item by Enty, and it was it was never solved, I don't think, but it said this reality TV show, and it made it seem like we guessed it was that Summer House. Yeah. So basically there was some sort of...
Because it came out the next week, but the blind came out the next week after the Daily Mail article.
Oh, right. So it's because the blind made it seem like the show was canceled because there was a video of the cast members doing
so instead of
inappropriate
canceling, they just got rid of half the cast or something.
Right. So it really seemed to be about Summer House, but Steven said it was not. But that got him into blind items.
Yeah.
So the blinds have said some curious things about Aaron Rodgers, Olivia Munn, that whole deal. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I like Danica Patrick's GoDaddy commercial. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, but do better than GoDaddy.
That's true, but she's making GoDaddy seem cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, that's probably some serious money.
Totally.
So also, can I do a GoDaddy commercial?
And Enty also just revealed a blind that she does all of these endorsements, one after the other, and she's just making so much money, and it's making her seem like she does really well in her career as a driver, but that might not be the case. I don't know, but I don't know about driving.
Right. Also, though, the fact that we even care about a driver.
That we're talking about a driver is crazy.
We're not in Talladega, Alabama.
No, so she really is bringing NASCAR to a lot of people, which is really cool. Also, speaking of the ESPYs, I found last night, I didn't watch the actual awards, just highlights on Twitter and Instagram, but I feel like the ESPYs were really in tune with what was necessary last night. So many of the people who were there, Ari, the Bachelor, because he is a Formula One driver, so he was there with his new fiance, which was really cute. They looked so glamorous. And of course, this Aly Raisman 140 survivors were got the Arthur Ashe Award. I feel like the ESPYs do a really nice job of being in tune with what's necessary and being culturally relevant.
Yeah. I think the thing that set that all out, though, was Caitlyn Jenner.
I totally agree.
Whoever really cared about the ESPYs before Caitlyn Jenner showed up?
I totally agree.
And then lately, it's been
I ever watched, and I was and I felt at the time, wow, this is so great for the ESPYs that Caitlyn Jenner is really bring so much awareness to this award show. And then every year since, I've been like, wow, the ESPYs are really culturally relevant. There's always a really big sports story happening.
Yeah.
And this year, again, I believe like it's the case, and I'm just really happy for the ESPYs for getting their shine.
Yeah.
Because also like sports, I feel like there's so many award shows, and I'm not an award show person. I talk about this all the time. Like actors who need multiple award shows for doing their job, which is very easy, and they're overpaid. You don't need to also be celebrated.
Right.
But sports athletes work very, very hard. They're like the number one in their field, in their craft, in the world. And it's nice that we recognize them sometimes.
And people really care about their athletes. I mean, I could give a shit if Tom Cruise or whoever, like, whatever they do. Like,
Totally.
I mean, yeah, I liked your movie, but good job.
I don't need to watch 3 different award shows like talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, okay, so this week on The Toast, Claudia was about to spoil the plot of Shutter Island, which I had never seen, and then I was like, wait, now I kind of want to see it, so don't spoil it. And she's given me a week to watch it, so I started watching it last night, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was alone in the dark, and I just couldn't stomach it.
It is kind of creepy.
It's really creepy, and I also didn't realize that it had like Holocaust elements in it, and I wasn't in Holocaust mode, you know? So every time I had to I went back.
You weren't?
I was not. I have to gear up to watch a Holocaust film. Like it's so painful and pit-worthy, and I didn't know that's what I was watching. I thought I was just watching like a twisted mental hospital. So I had to leave and watch Rahoney, which really brought me back to life. And I was like, you know what, I could do more Shelter Island. And I put it on, and it's like a pile of bodies at Auschwitz, and like the girl wakes up, and I'm just like, nope, back to Rahoney. So I'm almost done with Shutter Island. We'll talk about it with Claudia next week, but I just wanted you guys to know I do not take this job lightly, and I'm going to watch the rest of the movie in the daylight.
It's pretty good. You should watch it.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's creepy. And
I don't know how you could watch it like in segments.
I know, because now all day I'm thinking, what's the twist? What's the twist? Like, who did it? Who done it? What's going on? And now when I started the movie, I was like, wow, I really want to know what happens, and I'll find out in 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it's been 12 hours.
It really reminds me of, did you watch A Cure for Wellness?
No, what's that?
It's like it's like very similar in the idea of like, there's like this like place that people go to, and I don't know. I can't tell you without
spoiling it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But
Claudia's a big spoiler.
It's weird like that, and it has a similar vibe.
Okay, so
if you like it,
if I
then
really
you should watch
enjoy
it.
this, I'll watch
Yeah.
that. So far, the jury is still out.
It's
but
very, very weird. I was really drunk when I watched it, but I
Shutter
was
Island?
actually on a date with someone who was sober, and I felt bad for them. But no, A Cure for Wellness.
Oh.
They're all very weird,
How
though.
can you watch movies drunk?
Really easily.
Really? I feel like I can barely watch TV drunk. Like, I forget everything that happens, and then when I do watch it again, I'm like, oh, I already saw this, but I didn't, ingest it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess I'm just really,
You're just so professional.
I'm a great drunk.
You're a professional drunk.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Anyways, stay tuned on Shutter Island. We'll be talking about Rahoney after the Fast Five. Okay, this next story is hilarious and really sad. Post Malone says, people think I'm ugly and I smell. So this is actually my favorite story.
Is that the headline?
Yes. Rapper Post Malone, known for his hits Rockstar and Psycho, was the subject of much conversation on Twitter this week. When the cast of Queer Eye announced they'll be shooting the show's 3rd season in Kansas City, fans on Twitter began nominating Malone for a makeover. The 23-year-old star is known for his blinged out teeth, tattoos, and messy hair. To put it lightly, page 6, that's very kind. Quote, why does everyone want Post Malone to be on the show? Karamo Brown asked. Did he request it? Malone tweeted back what he believes is the motivation behind his nomination. No, they just think I'm ugly and smell, LOL, Malone quipped. Love the show though, guys. Keep crushing it. And then Karamo wrote back, you keep killing it too. I personally love your style and music. This is really sad because as someone who is in the Morning Toasters Facebook group, so I'm very in tune with what,
So am I.
I know. We need to talk about you being a toaster, which is, I think that as toasters, we are just so honored to have you. And every time you chime in on a post about Summer House or something, I'm like,
I try not to do it too much because I don't want you to feel infiltrated.
No.
But I love it.
You do it the perfect amount.
I check it every day.
Oh, I mean, how could you not?
Multiple times a day.
Multiple times a day. And the toasters are kind of always going in on Post Malone saying, he looks like he smells bad. And Post Malone has heard your cries. And it's honestly kind of sad. Has anyone ever smelled Post Malone? Or we're just going off of photos?
This is like an Andy. This is such a, Watch What Happens Live question where he's like, how did Oprah smell?
Right.
But you're like, how did Post Malone smell?
Right. If anyone has smelled Post Malone, can you please write in the comments? Someone wrote the nicest thing to me on Instagram story today. I was doing my lipstick video, and they were like, you look like you smell good. And I was like,
Ooh.
thank you. That is the nicest compliment. I don't even know that I do, but I'm glad that I look like it. I'm the anti-Post Malone.
Yeah, you are.
I would love...
You should Queer Eye him.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I would love... I don't know if I
Can
would
you
be
do a
any good at
makeover
it.
series, a toast makeover?
I would love to do a toast makeover series, but what's interesting is that I have absolutely no sense of men's fashion. Like when Zach asked me what tie to wear, like does this shirt work with these pants? Like when it's pretty simple, it's like, pair of like suit pants and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I know that doesn't work, but I really don't I can't dress men.
Yeah.
Or does this tie match? I could just do colors. I know what
You
matches.
can tell people when they look bad.
Right. I just don't know really men's style. So I don't even know that I would be good at making over
there
Post
is,
Malone.
like, a
You
lot
should
of-
make over Post Malone.
Maybe. I mean, if he showers.
Right. Well, we don't even have confirmation that he smells bad. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he tries to look like that every morning
Yeah,
when
and
he
what
gets
is
out of
bad?
the shower.
What is
What
bad?
is bad? Okay, bad is BO, bad breath, smelly hair. Oof. He definitely has smelly. No, now I feel bad. Now I
Okay,
feel bad.
you're going to
I
get
feel
yourself into, what was that big scandal about someone who said their hair smelled? It was a female celebrity. Zendaya.
Oh, that's so true. Right, we're allowed to say it about Post Malone, but we can't say it about anyone
Everyone
else?
went up to Zendaya. Zendaya? What is it? I don't know. Whatever.
Zendaya.
Everyone went up for her and was defending her.
It's
and
true.
here they are just throwing him under the bus.
It's really true. And it's he knows that you think that he smells, which makes me feel like he doesn't smell because smelly people usually are very not self-aware.
Right. If you smell, it's usually an accident.
Right.
Or a fetish.
Ooh. So I'm going to go
Been
ahead
around
and
some of
say
that.
justice for Post Malone because we do not have confirmation that he smells. So let's stop saying that he does.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and he took it on the chin. He
Totally.
laughed
And
about
don't
it.
judge a book by its cover, you guys. Maybe I smell really bad. You never know.
Right. People love your makeup videos. My friend Faith, she actually texted me today and she's like, tell her I bought her, I don't know, something you did? I don't know, foundation or something, and I follow your beauty routine. People love you.
Oh my God, thank you. I love beauty stuff, and I also love watching other people's, I love watching Kylie do her makeup. So when people tell me, I love watching you do your makeup, it's so soothing, I'm like, I know exactly how you feel. I feel that way too.
Will you start doing fragrance tutorials?
Oh my God, yeah. I'm not a fragrance expert. I feel like anytime I wear perfume, which I forget to do most days, it comes off in 5 minutes, even when I spray a lot. And then when I spray too much, I am making myself nauseous, and it doesn't even stick.
I think you just get used to the smell. I don't think it comes off.
No,
I don't
I'm
think it
telling
just
you.
dusts off of you.
No, it doesn't stick on me. Or maybe I'm not spraying enough.
Huh. What's wrong with your skin?
I don't know. It just doesn't
That
absorb.
it just
maybe
radiates off.
I don't know. Or maybe that I just feel that way. I think I might not spray enough because Zach wears a lot of cologne. He has his signature smell, and sometimes I'll hear him putting it on, and I'm like, whoa, that's so much. That happened the other day. I was like, you just did 20 sprays, but now
Oh my God, that's crazy.
But now I know why you leave a trail of cologne behind you.
Yeah, I feel like I get wild if I do 2 sprays.
same.
I'm like, whoa,
No, he's out
I'm
of
gonna meet
control.
someone tonight.
He's crazy. Okay, so he's the crazy one. We're the normal
Yeah.
ones. We need to come up with a number of sprays that is appropriate.
Do you remember that kid in high school that had that Axe body spray that his rich mom bought him?
Right.
It was
Axe. That stuff
you
is
just
crazy.
knew when they were coming down the
or
hall.
when you walk past an Abercrombie store and it smells up the
my
whole
God,
mall.
yeah.
Even on Fifth Avenue, when you walk past, they have
in
managed
the open air
in the
street.
open New York City, smelly hot streets. You have managed to make a corner of New York smell like Abercrombie and Fitch.
If
that
I was
is
standing
talent.
by the store and someone just shit right next to me, I would still smell the store.
No, totally. That's crazy. They must have it pumping through the vents.
So I actually was a employee of Hollister.
Oh my God, you would be.
And they have a different, it's not the actual cologne or perfume, but they have a different watered down spray that they walk around and spray on all the clothes every 30 minutes. That's
That
why
is
your clothes smells like
crazy.
the store for the first 5 washes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess it works for
Also
them.
why it may be discolored.
Right, and a lot of other things. And attract mosquitoes. Like,
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me, but I guess it works.
Anyway, yeah. I don't think he smells.
I don't think he
bet
smells
he
either.
doesn't.
I'm going no smell. No smell Malone. Okay, next up, we have two like subset stories for story number 3 because they're both about Miley Cyrus and they both might be fake news. You know? So the first one is about Miley and Liam. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth split, says the Daily Mail, and not many other sources are saying this. That's why I'm very cautious about reporting it because I don't think it's true. Singer and actor call it a day amid rows over when to start a family. So Daily Mail is saying that they have canceled the wedding because they can't agree on when to have babies. However, I was under the impression that they are already married.
I mean, but of all the things, like, that's what's going to break them up. They have come through so much. They went through Miley's weird, tongue phase.
They went through
bangers.
They went through Miley Cyrus and her dead pets together. You think they can't get through this?
No way they can't get over that. And I don't think, if anything, I guess Liam probably wants to start a family before Miley would be my guess.
Right, because he's also a little older than her.
But
that's not why
also
you break up.
That's not really, if the girl was older and the guy was younger, girl, you have a clock.
It's true.
You have a clock.
Biological
he
clock.
can keep going.
Right.
So, I don't see anybody breaking up over that.
I don't think they're broken up. And I read somewhere, I don't know if it was a blind or something or just like word on the street, but I heard that they were already married. So for them to be canceling their wedding day seems
that
a
they
little
were
fake
married
to me.
but didn't have the ceremony or something.
Right. Or
yeah,
like they got
I've heard
married
that.
in Australia.
I thought that was like a long time ago too.
And what's also curious about this story is Daily Mail's reporting it, so then some fake sites picked it up too. But E's not reporting it, TMZ's not reporting it. So I am just going to not believe it quite yet.
Yeah.
Also, one of the toasters said, I guess Wells from The Bachelor said on his podcast or something that that Miley and Liam were going through it, and then he went to a 4th of July party at Brandy Cyrus's house, and Miley and Liam were there happy as ever. So you can't believe everything that you read, especially if you don't read it.
Right. And I honestly feel like the Miley Cyrus that the world's giving us right now is the best Miley we've ever gotten.
Is the best Miley we've ever gotten. And
Malibu.
we had to go through so much to get here, and I'm so happy that we're here.
It's honestly the best since Party in the USA.
Yeah. Or
we
since
went through a
Backyard
rough time.
Sessions Jolene. That was peak Miley, but she still had so much growing up to do.
Yeah. Can't Be Tamed was
Ooh.
It was
Who
I
is
liked
she?
that Miley though, because
No,
it was you're a little dirty.
No, totally. And then she just was really dirty. But I think I'm holding out hope for these two. Also, what's curious is that she completely wiped her Instagram Taylor Swift style, deleted all of her photos, but people are what is the meaning? I'm sure it just means that she has
there's
new music.
coming. That's the regular thing now. Although I don't want us to rebrand from Malibu Miley. I don't want us to rebrand from that. Maybe enhance it, but not a rebrand.
Right.
If we get another bangers, I'm done.
And it's she doesn't need to have a Taylor Swift she's dead reputation moment.
She hasn't been in a scandal or anything.
Right. So, but maybe
is this the scandal?
Is this the scandal? Is this what she needs to be
They've
reborn
been
from? Is she going through a divorce?
They've been together for so long.
The last song, 2009. That's crazy.
The last song.
That's where they met. When the waves. Do you sing well?
Maybe.
I feel like you would.
But I don't know that song.
Oh my God, it's so good. And you know what? I can't do it justice, and I'm not going to. I can only sing it
The Climb. Oh my God.
The Climb era was
I loved that.
Got me
I
through.
take it back. Miley did have a good time.
She did. No, she definitely ups and downs. It's definitely a roller coaster, but she's
she's peaking.
She's peaking. So I hope everything's okay with her. And so now we have some more positive Miley Cyrus rumored news. Taylor Swift might be recording a new song with Miley Cyrus and Lady Gaga. So the only information that we have on this is that Taylor Swift has been spotted entering a recording studio in New York, and it's led fans to wonder about a possible collab. The singer was pictured entering Electric Lady Studios, where Miley Cyrus and Lady Gaga are currently working on new music. People are speculating that Taylor is laying down vocals for a new song featuring one or both of the artists, which, let's face it, would be the best news ever, says BigTop40.com. So no real news outlets are reporting on this except for the Morning Toast because they're in tune with what's necessary. It's mostly Twitter speculation.
I've seen it on that Twitter.
Exactly.
But, I think if we could get a Bang Bang, but with
the three of
people
them?
that we really I mean,
it would be epic. It would almost be like there is some such thing as like too much of a good thing. It would have to be the greatest song of all time, or it would be the worst.
Right.
You know?
Which either way, I would love it.
Right. And you know what? These three women are not going to let it be the worst. Like they're each so talented in their own right. Like Lady Gaga's not putting out a shitty song. Taylor Swift's not putting out a shitty song.
She's definitely not because, you know, Joanne.
I'm pro Anne.
I mean,
I love Joanne.
It wasn't the worst, but like
it was just I mean, art pop was the worst. We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Are you pro art pop?
It had moments that I liked, but as a whole, you know, I haven't gone back to that in my library in a long time.
In ever, except for that one song, Gypsy.
Gypsy.
Oh, it's so good.
I can play that on the piano, and I'm like,
oh
my God, I love that song. Yeah, I recently watched that video of her and Christina singing "Do What You Want with My Body," and just was disturbed.
Yeah, that was a question.
Do what you want with my body. I want to clothe it and put it away.
Yeah, that was tough. So I loved Joanne, and I feel like it set her up really nicely for whatever's next, you know? Because she like kind of...
It was like a clean slate.
Rebirth, yes. Yeah. Clean slate.
Now we can get him back into... You know, I would like a little bit of freaky Gaga back, but like not too much.
Not too much, but I feel like just... Like in the pre-Joanne era, she was like very much jean shorts, t-shirt, like down home country.
Yeah.
And now like her vibe is glamour again, like Shenyang, Stad.
Right. I want to microdose the crazy.
Right. I feel like that's what we're getting.
Yeah.
And if these three come together for a song, like I don't know who to thank, but thank you. And I'll just stay tuned.
I know. I might actually start believing in God again.
No. That would be so crazy. And it's like, why these three, you know? Like, what do Miley and Taylor, like, they have beef. They performed 15 together at the Grammys and then never spoke again. You know?
Yeah.
They couldn't be more different.
I mean, I can definitely see Miley and Gaga together. That alone would be great.
Oh, totally. So, like, what does Taylor Swift have to do with this?
I know. I can hear Miley and Gaga giving, like, some great voices, and then Taylor Swift just being like, yeah.
Totally. Or like maybe she wrote the song. Maybe it was like a Calvin Harris. What's that song? Look.
Oh, yeah, the
This
Rihanna.
Is What You Came For, sort of thing.
Maybe. What was her? I forget her pseudonym.
Niles Sorgen and something. I don't know. Anyways, stay tuned for updates on this developing story. I hope if it is true that it's not too long.
I know.
To have to wait till the song comes out.
I still think. Do you think that we have a song in the summer?
I was talking about this with my friends this weekend. I do. I think the song of the summer is The Middle, Maren Morris.
Okay.
Because last summer was Despacito, unequivocally. And everyone's saying, no, The Middle came out in the spring. Like, that's not the song of the summer. But Despacito came out in the winter. And it's like, it has to build up before it's playing everywhere all summer.
It needs to be in Starbucks. It needs to be in the clothing stores.
In the nursing home.
Like, it needs to be everywhere.
Everywhere. And I feel like The Middle is everywhere. Some other contenders, they were saying One Kiss by Dua Lipa. I still think it's too much like a cool song. It hasn't hit the masses. I don't think that's it. And then, the Cardi B song with, what's it called? I don't even know what it's called, so it can't be the song of the summer.
Yeah.
I think it's called I Like It.
I've been hoping for a big banger from Ariana Sweetener. You know, I love God as a Woman, but it's not song of the summer material. But.
No, totally. The other, No Tears Left to Cry is good, also not song of the summer material. The Cardi B song is I Like It, and I think that might be the song of the summer, but I just feel like I'm hearing The Middle more.
Yeah, I guess we still have Time Will Tell.
Time will tell. I'm curious to hear what the toasters say. People are saying I Like It. Okay. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I just feel like for the song of the summer, like it's not bothering me enough. You know?
Right. I
still feel like every time I hear it, I'm like realizing new lyrics. Whereas Despacito, I'm like,
I need to know all the words.
Right. So I don't know, but I would be here for it. A little Cardi B song of the summer, but also a little Maren Morris song of the summer. She deserves it too. Like that would be crazy. She goes from being like a low-key hipster country singer one day, and now she has the song of the summer.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know who she is.
She's a country singer.
Aside from The Middle.
Right. Oh my God, you would actually really like her. She's
Probably.
So talented, and I'm so happy for her. And 11 other pop stars auditioned for that song. And for one reason or another, it didn't work out with them either. Like,
and it's Zed, right?
Zed and Gray. Yeah. I think it's a pair of brothers.
Okay.
Oh, In My Feelings might be the song of the summer. But I feel like it started too late. Like, I like the In My Feelings challenge. I love watching the videos, but maybe just because Well, only when they're good.
Oh my
like, I
God.
started to
the
see,
only
like, a
video
few
I like is
cringeworthy-
that mom that had her daughter doing it on the street and she drove away and left her.
Oh my God, I didn't see that
That's
one.
the only one I like.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. No, well, I just love like people dancing, and assuming they're good dancers, I think it's like really cute. And I love when like the world comes together on something like so fun and pure.
No,
as
and
opposed
you
to,
know,
like something horrible.
Okay, well then you're gonna totally disagree with me, but you know what it reminds me of, which I'm like, hell no, "Happy" by Pharrell. Which if I hear that song again, I will still kill myself.
I don't know. I like now it's like, okay, I'm over that song, but at the time, like if we're all just dancing to a song called "Happy," I'm cool with that. You know?
Yeah, but it's like, why put on a front? I'm not happy. Like,
I
just hate that song.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like that's what I want to do.
And I feel like everyone when they dance to it is like doing jazz squares. Like,
yeah, like a box
Ryan
step
and
or a
Sharpay.
grapevine. Oh my God. One of my favorite things, speaking of Sharpay, like
Justice for Sharpay.
that fucking ask me questions thing on Instagram kills me.
Oh,
Like
have you done it?
I've not done it, but I guess maybe I follow too many gay people because there's so many people that are like, ask me anything, and it's like dick size or whatever, and like they answer all these questions. I'm like, who are you even? And
You should ask.
but I watched Ashley Tisdale's.
Oh my God.
And someone asked her, like, if you weren't Sharpay, who would you want to be? And she's like, I can't be anyone but Sharpay. That bitch was made for me.
No.
And I was just like,
That's hilarious. Sharpay
justice
is like
for Ashley Tisdale.
justice for Ashley Tisdale and justice for Sharpay because like we've talked about this on the show and there's like this running theory that like Sharpay was really like the protagonist. Like she worked so hard in her life to just be in the show and like this nobody comes up out of nowhere, barely
I just
auditions
read
and like.
that. Did you start that? Because I saw it in a BuzzFeed article yesterday.
Oh no, it was a Twitter thread that I read last
Yeah.
year.
They come up, they can't even sing, they don't do
And
anything.
it's like she's prioritizing science over the musical. And it's like, if you want to be in the musical, like this needs to be your life. Like you need to take this shit seriously. You can't be having a basketball game and then come to second round auditions. So, and then like when she's trying to get in the sequel, when she's trying to help Zac Efron, it's like she's just trying to help him get into a better college.
Right.
And she's like demonized. I don't know. So I feel like Sharpay is really misunderstood. But I like High School Musical the way it is too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And High School Musical 3 is just a masterpiece.
I would love us to have a High School Musical 5.
No, like, I feel like it could happen with all these reunions and these reboots because no one can think of anything original. Like,
Right.
High School Musical 4 isn't so far-fetched.
Like, I thought we did have 4. Wasn't 4 graduation?
No, 3 was
3
graduation.
was graduation. Okay,
And
so I would
3
like
was,
us to have...
3 was in theaters.
I would like us to have, like, High School Musical Midlife Crisis.
No,
Or something.
Or High School Musical, like, Night School.
Yeah.
High School Musical...
Like, I'm getting my master's online.
High School Musical, University of Phoenix.
Yeah. That would be magical.
That would be so
And literally,
magical.
none of them are together. They just perform songs, like, on group FaceTimes.
Oh my God, yes. Skype. High School Musical
It's like
Skype
all
edition.
internet.
That's incredible. Also, I was watching Descendants last night, which some people say is like the modern High School Musical. It's like a Disney Channel
What
original
is it?
movie. It's called Descendants. It's amazing. There's Descendants and Descendants 2.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've heard about that from some of the blinds.
They've stop. They just finished shooting Descendants 3, which I'm hoping is going to be in theaters because it's just so masterful, and I'm just so excited. I love it. I don't know if I should recommend it to you because it's like very.
Is it a DCOM?
It's a DCOM.
Okay.
And I just downloaded the Disney app on my Apple TV, so now I have access to all these DCOMs. And I have to be honest, looking at all the titles with the blinds in the back of my head,
Yeah.
I was a little sick to my stomach.
Right.
But I found a way to enjoy Descendants.
What's your like favorite old DCOM?
Ooh, okay. I love Wish Upon a Star. With Katherine Heigl,
Okay.
I feel like it's just so underrated and so amazing.
How do you
This
feel
is
about
tough.
the Life Size remake?
Okay, Life Size is a perfect movie, and I understand why they would feel the need to bring it back and ruin it, and
Right.
make it made for TV without Lindsay Lohan on Freeform during Christmas? ?
Right.
I don't.
I would literally rather see Lindsay Lohan back on it and some new Barbie.
Right.
No Tyra.
Or the two of them. Let's make it work, you guys. There has to be a paycheck big enough for the both of you. You know.
Right. And can't it be filmed in like Greece or something? Like.
Totally. So I'm here for it, just because sure, I don't think it's going to be very good, but I'll watch it.
Okay.
And I appreciate that they understand that it's a great movie and there's a need to bring it back.
Because they did not re-air that enough.
Right.
But I mean,
I
the
can't believe that was a
song,
decal.
I know the song.
Eve's great.
No matter where she goes, dress her up. From her head to her toes. In the mall, in the car.
She loves high fashion after dark. After dawn, she'll spend the whole night dancing.
Ooh. Shine bright, shine far, don't be shy, be a star. Where you live, where you are, be a star.
That's nice. Oh, that's such a good song.
I mean,
But however,
we better get another song.
We better. Oh my God, we're not going to. I feel, but the sequel is also giving me like Legally Blondes vibes. Do you ever see that movie where it's like supposed to be the sequel to Legally Blonde? It's called Legally Blondes with the two twins from Sweet Life, and it's like Reese Witherspoon
no.
has definitely never even heard of it. So
No.
it makes me feel a little bit
With
like that.
Zach and Cody?
Yes, those twin girls who are like so pretty and
Oh,
British.
no, not Zach and Cody.
Yes.
Oh, the twins. Yeah.
Not Zach and Cody.
From Sweet Life
the Sweet
on
Life,
Deck or
yes,
whatever.
Those twins from this twin girls.
I almost got it Below Deck.
Play,
I'm like, what is that?
Oh my God.
Sweet Life Below
You
Deck.
should go on Below Deck as like a charter passenger.
Yeah, but that takes some money.
Oh,
You know Bravo didn't pay that money.
that's crazy. Like, I feel like it's crazy that they actually pay for the boat. And
You get a major discount.
and you're also paying to be on TV, which like really that's the only thing like
Right.
you can't buy is fame.
I do always wonder like what's in that tip envelope, if it's really money or if it's just like stuff with like coupons or something. Like
Right, like, and also it's like you're going on TV. You know you're going to be on TV.
Yeah.
You know that the plot really ends with how big your tip is. Like,
Right.
how do you possibly give a bad tip?
I did actually get some intel on. Remember on the season premiere, there was that woman. It was the terrible group of passengers who were like, "We need our nuts," and like, "I don't like lobster, but I love shellfish, but I hate seafood," and like, that woman's life got ruined.
Really?
Somebody found her. And like I know somebody that met her in Atlanta, and she was like, "I did this thing." She's like, "I had to delete all my social media, everything."
Oh my God, that's like kind of sad, but it's
you
really not
also
that hard to
know-
not be an asshole.
Right.
Especially,
And
it's
have
like
you
even if
ever watched the show?
Right. Even if you are an asshole, like deep to your core, you know you're going to be on TV. Like have just a little self-awareness to know, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't act this way.
Right. This was always like a thing on Summer House whenever our friends would come or something, and they're like, "Well, I just don't want to be," and we're like, they're not focused on you. Like, but if you do something bad, I was like, the only way the camera is going to really be on you is if you throw a drink on somebody or something. I'm like, if you do something bad, they're going to throw you under the bus because they don't care about you.
Right.
You're not going to be around, so they're going to make you look like an asshole.
And just,
so
like,
I would
blame
prep
their
my
problems
friends,
on
like, don't, be an asshole, because you will be an asshole on TV if you are.
Totally. That's so scary. And like the fact that it doesn't air for so long, it's like, did I make it? Did I not?
Right. And like you thought, like, maybe I'm gonna be okay. You forgot about it.
Yeah, maybe America will fall in love with me. No, not gonna happen, guys. Okay, next story is really sad. Lea Michele broke the news of Cory Monteith's death to his mom. Anne McGregor will never forget the day she learned her son, Glee star Cory Monteith, died of a heroin overdose in 2013 at age 31. Quote, "I got the call from Lea Michele, and she was screaming on the phone," the 67-year-old told People magazine on Wednesday. She was yelling, "Is it true? Is it true about Cory?" And I said, "What about Cory?" I had heard nothing, and then the police knocked on my front door. I went into a state of numbness, she said. I just shut off all emotions and I was numb. The pain of losing her son only intensified as days and weeks passed. I knew it was real, but there were times when I could lie to myself and say, "He's in LA, he'll call me soon," said McGregor. "I'm still always hanging on the edge. When you lose someone who is such a big part of you, you lose all purpose for living." The TV star, who had a long history of drug use, had been in rehab 3 times, was found dead in a Vancouver hotel room with traces of morphine, codeine, and heroin present in his body. Before his sudden death, the actor was thinking about the future and what it held for him. Cory wanted a wife and kids, insisted McGregor. He would have made a beautiful father. He had accomplished so much. He was ready to step out of Hollywood and really live. He had so much to look forward to. Cory didn't want to die. There's no doubt about that. But he's carried in people's hearts forever. This is so sad. Like, Cory Monteith, was so beloved. And I just feel like this story was so sad. And I feel like it really was the beginning of, the Glee curse.
Yeah.
And there is a Glee curse.
He seemed so nice and so innocent. I mean, I don't know how he was in real life, but just his character and how I don't know. I don't think you could be so passive. He must have really had some demons, but I read another thing about that she said, it all kind of, the whole downfall stemmed from some dental work he had just had. And I guess he had dental work in the few weeks before, and it got him put on some kind of medication or painkiller.
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
that is what led to
That's
the
what
whole,
it says. That's terrible. Oh my God, I was about to go to the dentist.
The relapse.
Not happening.
Well, do you have a heroin problem too?
Oh, no, did he have a heroin problem before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he relapsed. Okay. He was sober. And like, as long as you don't have a heroin, like, check that. Like, as long as you don't have a problem, then you should be fine with the dental work.
Okay, that's great to know.
He didn't die from the dentist.
Got it, but it
like triggered his relapse.
Oh my God, that is so sad.
And so she says, like, because he had been sober for so long, he had built up an intolerance to the drug. Like, you know, when you start doing it, you do more and more and more. And I guess he went back to, like, what she suspects is he went back to, like, his old dosage, and he couldn't handle it. And that's why he went into cardiac arrest.
Oh my goodness. That is so sad.
Yeah. But it
that was
did,
such a sad
like,
time.
tip off. I mean, we've had a lot of Glee.
Right. Well, here's the thing. So there's this definitely Glee curse where a lot of the cast members have, you know, stumbled into unfortunate circumstances, some more so than others, Cory Monteith. And then there's like Mark Salling, who there's a lot of speculation about what actually happened to him. And I feel like it's not a curse when you can trace, when it's not just like spooky mystery, when it's like you can trace it all back to one person maybe. You know, like I was reading, so we're talking about the movie Poltergeist and how the little girl from the 80s, the little girl from Poltergeist was raped to death on set, and they said that, you know, it was just like a mystery. She like had a stomach problem and she died. And then they started to put all this stuff out that there was like a poltergeist curse on set, like the spookiness of the movie was overflowing into the set. And it's like, no, if you like look at everything that happened, people didn't just die mysteriously, like things happen.
Yeah.
So when I say Glee curse, I take that with a grain of salt.
So what do you think stemmed it all?
I don't know. I just feel like Hollywood is so corrupt, you guys.
Yeah. And I do think part of it goes back to, like, you know, there is something to say about these kids who are kind of born and bred in the industry, because they are more, these people found fame, huge fame, from nothing. Like, everyone on the show was pretty, you know, for the most part, undiscovered. And they were discovered on the show, and they found massive amounts of fame. So obviously there's going to be skeletons in the closet, and it's going to be a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just hard to deal with. Cory's mom said he just wasn't ready for the Hollywood lifestyle.
Yeah.
Which is really sad. And the Hollywood lifestyle needs to change, you guys, or else we're going to be reporting more sad stories. Okay, fifth and final story. Kind of interesting. I'm like on a Leo kick because I'm in the middle of Shutter Island. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio turned down Brokeback Mountain. Don't worry, he won't get far on foot, director Gus Van Sant reveals in an interview with IndieWire that both Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio passed on Brokeback Mountain, the gay love story that snagged 8 Academy Award nominations in 2006, the most of any film that year. Van Sant, who was approached to direct the film that was ultimately helmed by Ang Lee, recalled the lack of interest from actors in portraying the roles that earned Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger widespread acclaim and accolades. Nobody wanted to do it, Van Sant said. I was working on it, and I felt like we really needed a strong cast, like a famous cast. That wasn't working out. I asked the usual suspects, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Ryan Phillippe. They all said no. Diana Ossana, who produced the film with James Schamus for Focus Features, confirmed Van Sant's casting revelations in an email sent to IndieWire. Yes, all those young gentlemen at the time, shade, turned down the project for various reasons, she wrote. Ossana also adapted the script with Larry McMurdy from a short story by Annie Proulx. Of the two leading men, Ledger's role was the more difficult to fill, according to Ossana. Casting Enos in particular was the ultimate hurdle, she said. Looking back on the lack of enthusiasm surrounding the film's casting process at the time, Van Sant said, what I could have done and what I probably should have done was cast more unknowns, not worried about who the lead actors were. He continued, I was not ready. I'm not sure why. There was just sort of a hiccup on my part. There was something off with myself, I guess, whatever was going on. That's so interesting. I have to be honest, I didn't see Brokeback Mountain either.
I've only seen it in, like, segments.
Really?
Like, when it's been airing on TV, like, I'll catch the beginning or I'll catch the end or something.
I feel like you never watch, like, really critically acclaimed films, like, not from start to finish.
Well, and also, I know what gay sex is like. I don't need to see it.
Very fair.
I mean, that's pretty much just, like, I know it's about more than that, but...
Right. I don't really know, like, I don't know what the story is about other than these two men coming together. Maybe after I watch Shutter Island, I should just go on a whole Leo tear of all the. Actually, no, he wasn't in this movie. But maybe I should just go on a whole critically acclaimed movie tear of all the good movies that I missed.
Right. I've missed a lot. Whenever people ask me, I'm like,
I know.
Oh yeah.
I feel like all of the like Oscar movies. I feel like there was 2 years maybe where I'd seen a lot when like Jennifer Lawrence was really popping off, but now not so much.
Yeah.
I saw 3 Billboards.
I just watched that too.
And I liked it.
I finally watched Greatest Showman.
What did you think?
I liked it. I was really drunk and I cried a lot.
Oh my God, when did you cry? Which parts?
From about 3 minutes in until the end.
No, the one time I cried, the first time I watched it, was in the song A Million Dreams when he is like being kicked to the ground for stealing a piece of bread. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't cry. It's the beginning.
Yeah.
So then I like stopped myself from crying more. And then I didn't cry for the rest because it was just like so positive and beautiful.
Right.
But
it was like, I'm just like, it really is the greatest show. Oh my God, it is.
It is. And
oh my God, this is me. Like everything,
me.
I was like, oh.
What's your favorite song from it?
I mean, it has to be This Is Me.
I agree. I like This Is Me and The Greatest Show are the 2 like most popular songs, but they're also really the 2 best songs. Also, Never Enough is amazing.
Never Enough is good.
And
I actually, when I was listening to Never Enough on the soundtrack before I saw it, I was more impressed with it than when I saw it in the movie.
I made it a point not to listen to the soundtrack before I watched the movie because like I knew I would enjoy it so much more hearing these songs for the first time. And after having seen the movie now probably like 10 times and listening to the soundtrack on repeat, I can say with certainty that Rewrite the Stars is the most overrated song ever.
Yeah.
People are so obsessed with it and it's like every time it starts playing I'm like, next.
Yeah, honestly, that whole love story, I really just did not even pay attention to it. I mean,
it was really sweet, and I feel like it was definitely for the younger generation who doesn't like give a fart about Hugh Jackman and Michelle Williams.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just that one song. If people weren't so like pretending like it was the best song ever, maybe I would like it more. But it's just annoying me now.
Right.
Because you think it's so good, but it's really not.
It's really not.
And you think Tightrope is so bad, but it's really not. It's a really pretty song.
Yeah. I think it was a good movie, especially for a musical, and it was very fast paced. Like
yes, and it's just like a showstopper. I love when you can see
all
of the money that was
the greatest show.
Right, it was the greatest showstopper. I love when you can see all the money that was spent. Like right in front of you.
Yes, I love seeing money.
Right, like it's like the budget for this film is all seen. I feel like so many like indie movies or whatever have like big budgets, and it's like, but you're on a dirt road.
Right.
Where's the money?
But those people, the people that wrote it, Pascal and Paul, they like La La Land, Dear Evan Hansen.
I think there's one more.
A Christmas Story, the musical they wrote.
I missed that one.
So did I, on purpose.
Wait, was that the live musical?
I think they did work on that, yeah.
Because there was also...
Because they made it was a Broadway musical, and I think that they adapted the Broadway musical... They wrote the Broadway musical version. I think they adapted that for the live one.
Oh, and that is where they did a live commercial for Greatest Showman in the middle of A Christmas Story before Greatest Showman came out. And it was just like a really cool vertical integration.
Yeah.
Love some vertical integration. Did you ever see 30 Rock?
I did see 30 Rock. I was on the season finale of season 4.
What?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
It's Cyrus' wedding episode with the Somali pirates, and Matt Damon is on that episode. I was just.
Well, who were you?
Well, I was actually supposed to allegedly be the brother of the groom, but all my lines got cut. I did a 5-minute little filming. I did 5 lines with Tina Fey, and one time I saw her at an event, and she waved at me.
Oh my God, are you an actor?
I was when I first moved here, it was like literally, I was here for like 4 months. And I was doing some acting.
And you got a part
I was
on 30
basically
Rock.
doing anything with money.
Totally understand.
Yeah, anything that had money, I did it.
Exciting. Any other roles that we would know?
I was on an episode of The Good Wife with, what's her name? iCarly?
Miranda Cosgrove.
Yeah, Miranda.
Oh, how was she?
She was really nice.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, she was very nice. but like very young and kind of weird.
Okay, so that's how she really was. That's hilarious. Oh my God, that's so exciting. Okay, speaking of questions for you, we have a lot of viewer questions that I would be remiss if I did not ask.
Great.
Because everyone has been waiting to hear from you. We're going to get a little bit more in depth about Summer House. I know that you have some tea to spill because you always do.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. What happened that caused, like, why would they keep Carl and Kyle and let go of you guys?
So basically, you know, at the end of last season, I think we had our friend group was pretty fractured. And then we went all winter, and through the airing, it was like we kind of were being cordial and we were making it work, you know. But when it started airing, there were just a lot of issues and a lot of problems. And, you know, what made it on the show ultimately, I think, was a different version of what really happened in some cases. That really, and we know that that happens on shows. But when you get good at it, you don't really throw it in the other people's faces.
Right.
You know, you sit there and you be quiet and you be happy
Right.
that
And
you got the good at it.
Grateful, count your blessings.
And I think our friend group just got really fractured. And after we filmed the reunion, which was pretty tense, you know, I don't think that there was much coming back from it. And then, you know, the show needed to change up, but like, I don't see there would be any way that all of us could have done the show again together. And in my opinion, this is my humble, right opinion, I think that they kind of went with like the cheaper group. I know, I thought about bringing my fur because of how cold and shady it would be in here, but I think they kind of went with the cheaper group of people.
I really appreciate a logical explanation because that makes sense.
Yeah.
If they have to choose between two groups, they're gonna and they have to bring in
Right.
new cast members.
And bringing in new cast, I think it was easier to integrate new cast with the people that were there, like rather than like me and the twins were very big personalities, and I think it would have been more new cast trying to fit in with us rather than.
Totally. So the new cast members, do you know any of them?
I know all of them.
And what are your thoughts?
Actually, I don't know one of them, but so we have. First of all, from that article, Danielle is coming back, which was misinformation. Danielle is coming back, so we have 3 new casts, and they all work at Betches.
All 3?
Yes, in
Oh,
some
wow.
capacity. 2 are full-time and 1's like a contributor. But, you know, I thought it was just a little ironic that this is a new cast because the only people that those people knew is me.
That
They
is
didn't
weird.
know anybody
So-
on the cast as a friend. Like, they knew them maybe from interviewing them or from being at Betches, but they didn't know any of them as a friend. They only knew me.
That's so weird. So were they up for to be on the show even before you found out that you were no longer was there ever a point where you thought you were going to be on it with them?
So basically, casting every year they do casting. All these shows do casting every year, even if they don't bring anybody new in. They always interview hundreds of people, just because they have to do due diligence basically. And so they went in, and I had actually introduced Jordan to production last summer because I was maybe going to film with them, and it didn't work out. So, you know, I always knew that they were in communication, but I didn't really see it. I kind of knew from pretty early on, after we were renewed, that I wasn't going to be coming back.
Interesting.
So I just thought, you know, I kind of ended the season. I had a good season, I think. You know, there were parts that weren't the best for me, but I think that that was not my fault. I think that a lot of it was the edit, that I got a bad edit. But I think I ended at a good place, and I don't think that the shows would have benefited me anymore on that show.
Very fair. How did your family react to seeing how they looked on the show?
That was difficult. I think it was tough for them because it was kind of like they had to face how I felt, which they never really experienced, because I kind of gave up telling them that for quite a while. Like, I would, you know, it had been a long time since we'd had these conversations. But I mean, I think they kind of got over it, and they realized, like, how I feel. Nothing really has changed, unfortunately.
Really?
But, I think that for me, it was good because now I feel like I'm in a place where I can move on and make decisions knowing that they are informed.
Yes.
Because, like, it wouldn't be fair for me to be like, fuck you, when I never told them I was mad or upset.
Totally.
So now I feel like, it feels better for me. I feel, like, lighter and, like, I can do what I need to do in regards to my family without, with being fair to them.
Yeah, that's nice. If you could be on any other Bravo show, which would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. If I could be on any other show, I would say Vanderpump Rules because I love all those people, but I would be terrified to be on Vanderpump Rules because they go hardcore.
They go hardcore. They are like cutthroat. You have to have a thick skin,
right?
And you have to be able to forgive easily because
right.
some of the things these people have done to each other and now they're good friends. It's like you really have to be able to move on.
Yeah, I love all of them so much, so I know it would be so much fun. But I think if I could go on any other show, I would probably do. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I guess it would be Vanderpump Rules. I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten a really good new format of a show.
It's true. And I feel like they're working on stuff. Not so much has stuck, but we do need a new, fresh show.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. They're kind of changing. I'm really excited for some of their scripted stuff that's coming out.
Really? What's coming out?
Did you listen to that Dirty John podcast?
No, but...
and they're doing it with Connie Britton.
I heard that. And it's mystery, right?
Well, it's not so much a mystery, but it's
murder?
It's like a thriller, maybe. It's going to be more like a thriller. But the podcast, I listened to it before I even knew that the show was being developed.
That's
and it
crazy.
was I listened to it all in 2 days.
Turning a podcast into a show. Let us know if you're interested. How does it feel to be a toaster and to be in the Toaster Facebook group?
Oh my God, I love it. And I don't know if you guys know, but Lauren is actually in the group too.
What?
So me and Lauren.
We have some really good members of the Toasters who, mostly are there just to watch. But when you're discussed, we have some Bachelor people in it too, and it's oh, I didn't know you were here.
Right. The first time I ever chimed in was when somebody had leaked that Kyle was talking about us at some event or something, and I was just and people were like, oh my God. But I love it, and honestly, I get most of my news from there now. Most of my pop culture news, I just go on there rather than going to.
Totally.
Because page 6 is not being very good about updating regularly.
No, I totally agree. And it's so much happens that's not hard news. We've released a press release. It's more an Instagram comment or something, or an Instagram deletion. And that's the
shady
news.
stuff, yeah.
Totally. What are your thoughts on Kyle and Amanda?
Well, I'm happy that they have figured out a way to stay together for them, but I think that my issue with them, I think, is they don't really, they live in a different reality. They cannot separate reality and reality TV. To them, I think, and what a lot of our problems stem from is that, I don't know if they suffered memory loss or what, but...
It's a real thing. Chloe does remember what she said about getting off a plane.
Yeah, ask Lisa Rinna. But I don't know if they just suffered amnesia, but what happened during the season and what aired, they treat what is airing as real life.
Ooh,
and
that's tough.
That's not what happened. Or they will hold things that are, production related or something against us, and they'll try to bring it up and on camera corner you about something that's production related where you can't really defend yourself.
That's annoying. We talk about that all the time, how there's this elephant in the room about just the fact that you're on a show, and either you talk about it or you can't talk about it at all.
Right. And shows have to get very far before they let them break that wall. Atlanta can break the wall.
Right.
But for us, it was you're just stuck, and you're just kind of well, obviously, that they made me talk about that, or obviously, they made me do it.
That's annoying.
Right.
Well, speaking of Kyle, a very, eloquent and verbose man.
Oh, yeah.
You told me that he sent you guys an email.
Yeah, I actually, I brought a prop. So one reason why I think that we will never really be friends again is I got a 17-page
Oh my God.
email
Oh my God.
from him. We got this email, and it's just kind of like, I think he wants to do, I'm known for my little truth bombs and grenades, and people can say that I stir shit or whatever, but the fact is, and think about it, no one really has ever come for me that hard on the show, and that's because it's always true. Like, you can't argue with the truth. And he has tried to come, but so much is just like incorrect or infactual, and you just didn't do that good of a job.
Oh my God, I'm shook. This is 1 page out of 17. I've been working on this email for a month and was hoping to finish it before any season 3 news hit. There was no easy way to do this conversationally, so I knew it would eventually need to be sent. But I think I waited this long because I was hoping one of you would break the silence. I can't believe there's 17 pages of this. I have things that I need to say, show or no show, because I'm still trying to make sense of everything. I have never had a falling out with a single friend in my life. That's weird. Friends have fallouts.
Right.
I've had
That's
tons
how
of
I
fallouts.
get to be better friends.
Totally. Perhaps this email will shed light on a few things. Perhaps it will make things worse. Perhaps it will be read on the morning toast. But all I really care about are a couple of friendships that have been years in the making and getting to the bottom of what went wrong. So here it goes. ... How do we move on? Not the show, our friendships. How long does the silence need to continue? The fact that I'm the one breaking it suggests a few things. 1, none of you feel that you have done anything wrong. 2, you feel as though I am responsible for making the first move. And 3, an apology may never come. Immediately following the taping of the reunion was my intention to get all of us together for a drink, because through thick and thin, that's what we did last summer, that's what friends do, and that's what I would assume most casts do post-reunion, despite their differences. That's not what happened. Instead, some of you gathered without us, got kicked out of Village Tavern, great restaurant. Oh no, is this Village Taverna, the Greek restaurant?
No, this is Village Tavern, on 7th Avenue.
Oh, I don't know it.
Shithole.
Oh, not
But
Village.
great.
But great, and where you got kicked out of?
Well, okay, so our reunion was filmed. Do you remember that really bad blizzard in March that the whole city shut down?
Yes.
Well, our reunion was filmed that day.
Oh my God.
And,
Good thing you all live here.
Yeah, so we literally just snowplowed our way to the closest place we could go to, and then they closed. But yeah, it's already infactual because then he says we went to 310 Bowery, which we did not.
Oh my God, I'm shook.
Yeah.
And discussed the reunion aftermath at 310 Bowery, to the point where I had a friend check in on me based on what had been said. We left for my brother's wedding the next day, and my hope was that some or all of you reach out to Amanda. To date, she's done nothing but stick up for the entire cast at one time or another. Put differently, she's never done anything wrong or mean to any of you. She came on the show once, and she was very sweet.
She's a nice person,
Yeah.
but I think that I think she is a very nice person. I think that I think the main problem is if they could separate the show, then it would be different. But I think that they can't separate it, and a lot of things came, I don't know. This email goes through it breaks it down with his problems by person, by season, and this email was sent to me, Lauren, Ashley, Danielle, and Lindsay, and then he CC'd Carl, Amit, and Amanda on it just so that they would know what he wanted to say about us.
That's wild. He should be a writer, because who the fuck has the time to do this?
Not really. It took him a long time.
How long after the reunion did he send this?
He sent it it's 2 months after we filmed the reunion.
Oh wow, so maybe he is working on a book. This is a segment, and he's letting you know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think it was just I don't really find this is not how I would deal with friendships if I even wanted them to be fixed, is by sending an email like this. That's very
mass
hostile in
email.
tone.
Did anyone respond?
Lindsay. I actually haven't even read it.
Wow. I look forward to reading this. I might need a few hours.
Yeah. It's very I think, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of things that...
Single-spaced.
Yeah, and that's size 12 font. There's a
Times
lot of
New
things...
Roman. He was not skimping.
There's a lot of things that go on, where, in pieces that I've read, you just can't hold production and what happened on the show against us personally. If we did something, then go ahead. But that the way that things happen, we're not all privy to each other's conversations, and we're not privy to what producers tell other people. So while I can be mad at you for something, I can't really like attack you for it because I don't know what the circumstances were surrounding that.
Totally. That's so tough, but like you need to be able to separate.
Yeah, because a lot of it goes back. For me, I think a lot of my problems and why, like, you know, I wasn't so nervous about not doing it was my big thing with Carl, the big reveal. Like, I just was very bothered with the way that came out on TV because that was not the way that it happened in real life. That big conversation about the blowjobs, like, that was like a 2-hour conversation at this bar that literally got cut down to one sentence. And I don't think that it ever would have happened that way if I wasn't a gay guy saying that.
Yeah.
You know, I think that the Bravo took kind of, or well, not Bravo, our production company. It actually isn't Bravo's fault. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of
That's
times my
interesting.
issues would be like, I would go to, you know, people and they have no idea because it's only the editors that see the real footage, and then when they package it up and send it away, the people that are watching don't really know what really happened. So
No.
they don't really know if a story was misrepresented.
That's so frustrating, like for you and just like for us to know that that's not the full truth. Because sometimes like the truth is more interesting than over shit you're making up.
Right. I think we're an ensemble cast, and they want everyone to.
And you gotta.
They don't want anyone to appear to be a total piece of shit, even if they are.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why you get storylines with your mom and,
Yeah.
you know, things like that. Like,
But wait, this is a more positive question. How do you date in New York City? Dating apps, friends of friends?
that's a positive question.
Did the show make? Well, we want to hear about your dating life. Did the show make dating easier or harder?
I don't think it really affected how. I guess maybe a little bit harder, only because I'm a little bit more skeptical, but I'm usually that way anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I've gone off all my apps, which I had done before. That's not related to the show. I actually, when we did the live show, I brought a guy I was dating.
Yeah.
And we broke up in February, and like finally put the nail in the coffin in April. And yeah, he was a piece of shit.
What is he? How so? He seemed really nice.
He was really nice. I don't know. He just got really weird. Like he ghosted me.
What?
He literally, like, I came over, I had gifts and wine, and he immediately broke up with me. I think he was freaking out, like, with what he's gonna do with his life. I don't know. And then we didn't talk, and then we started talking again, and we went on a dinner. We hung out twice in April, and then he just ghosted me. So
That's
I
wild.
blocked him on all
You
social
can't
media.
go someone that you are actually dating. Like you can only go someone if you went on a date or two and like
Yeah.
it's not for you, and it's easier to say nothing than to break up because
Right.
there's nothing to break.
And he also ghosted another one of his best friends, who is the girl that I brought to Claudia's birthday. So now we're good friends
Oh,
because
just
we
two
have mutual
ghosting
hate.
victims.
We have mutual hate for our ghoster.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you for
So if
sharing.
you're watching, Caesar, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Caesar. So you're
Everybody should
single.
all just stab Caesar.
So you're single?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Single in the city.
And do you respond to your DMs? Like if an eligible bachelor were to DM you?
I do look at my DMs. Most of them tell me to go fuck myself, so.
That's
But
annoying.
I do look at them, yeah.
Okay,
So you can slide in,
feel free to slide.
literally.
The only thing we did not talk about is Real Houses of New York, which is gearing up for the momentous boat episode.
Oh my God.
And Cartagena so far looks treacherous as hell. Like, and the toasters in their master post were saying, like, are you guys still on Bethany's side? Because whose side have you been on this season, Bethany or Carol?
I have been on Carol's side.
What?
I have been on Carol's side.
How have I yet to talk to someone who's Team Bethany? Explain yourself.
Because B stands for a lot more than be strong.
Okay, fine. But like in this instant, like she couldn't be like more pathetic and just like sad and wounded. And it's like, Carol, I totally understand everything that Bethany is saying. Like every time she speaks, I understand what she's saying. Carol being smug, she is. Like Carol just has this like attitude about her that I just can't even.
Well, I think the difference is that Bethany also has an attitude about her, but Bethany, the way her attitude is she just will tell you to go fuck yourself and then move on. But she has not moved on. She just starts acting normal.
Yeah.
Carol carries, like, you can tell she's very, like, she's stewing in her mind. But, like...
This just like, this trip couldn't have come at a worse time for everyone, especially Bethany. And, like, I understand how Bethany's feeling, like, unhappy, not comfortable. Like, the house is really nice, but I understand what she's saying. Sometimes traveling is tough, especially when you're not feeling, like, the best about, like, what's going on back home. Right. So I just feel bad for Bethany going into this trip, and just to have everyone railing on her, it's like, the timing couldn't be worse.
Sure, I give her that, but also Bethany's a pro at this, and she should know to buckle up and do it.
Agree.
Like, first of all, it's probably one of her better seasons in a while, I feel like, for Bethany. And so, like...
Really?
Well, I mean, I think it's better for her because she is a focus of a lot of stuff, but she's not being, she's not being so bad.
I feel like it's one of her worst seasons. I feel like every time they go to a dinner or something, it's like she's always on the defense. And it's like something is stewing so majorly, and it's like if she wasn't always cowering and avoiding conversations, like there's going to be an explosion of drama.
But at least
because,
she's there this time. Remember the season where everything was like, I gotta go.
Totally.
Gotta go.
Well, that's what I'm feeling now. It's like the things that are going on in her personal life, like between the charity, Puerto Rico, her ex-husband, her custody battle, it's so much. And it's like, I really feel like she has too much going on to be doing the show. Like she really can't be picking up and going to Cartagena. Like she needs to be at home. She's moving. Like all of this stuff is going on. And it's like,
she's filming her spinoff with Frederick.
And I just feel like most of these women, this is their job, filming the show.
Right.
Going to lunch.
And she has other stuff.
And she has so much going on, both good and bad.
Well, I mean, Ramona does have her skincare line.
Right. That is true.
Ageless.
By Ramona. She is ageless, though. Oh my God, Ramona is so funny. And I don't know, it's all gonna explode, and I'm not looking forward to it. But like when Bethany apologized to Tinsley in the pool, and like she was literally on the verge of tears, and like everything she said I completely understood. She wasn't like doing anything maliciously wrong, and I felt like Tinsley really did understand and like forgive her.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's the Carol of it all.
Yeah.
Also, Dorinda is not being a good friend with her ugly shoes. Those shoes were so ugly.
I do think
I saw that they were Chanel. Even Chanel makes mistakes. Ugly.
I think Bethany, though, does have, like, I don't think that Bethany is purposefully self-absorbed. I literally think she just believes the world revolves around her. Because, I mean, one of the cringiest moments I've seen, which wasn't that bad, but when you really think about it, was at Jill's husband's funeral, and somehow Bethany made that about her. I'm like, I think she really just believes. Like, I think she puts all this pressure on herself.
Yeah.
That, like, these people are mad at me, they're mad at me, I don't know, like, everything's, like, like, they don't care, but because you keep talking about them being mad at you, they're getting madder.
I understand. I know what you mean about it being cringy at Jill's husband's funeral, and I just felt like it was just so awkward, it was so sad, and it was like she was trying to make a joke, and the jokes weren't happening, and
she should not be doing Carolines on Broadway.
Right, she's no grunge. But I just felt like it was understandable because it was just such an awkward, sad, weird time. So I didn't hold that against her, but I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm going like, and I wasn't always like last season. I could give two shits about Bethany. This season, I just really feel for her, and I feel like no one else is being sympathetic, and like Carol is acting like a 20-year-old.
Right.
It's not that deep.
I think that if Bethany showed her emotions more regularly, people might take it as genuine. I think maybe it comes off as being a little bit more like a ploy, because she really doesn't show her emotions that much. She comes off very, very tough. And so now, like, when she's trying to, it may come off to the ladies as they're filming as her trying to play victim, and maybe that's why they're being a little bit more abrasive to her.
I agree with that. Like, she needs to, like, whether or not she's fighting with Dorinda, she needs to be honest about the fact that she's going through stuff at home. Like, because then once you're fighting with someone and then you're like, I can't take this, I'm going through so much, it does sound like a deflection.
Right.
So I agree with that, but I do also think she's going through so much and she can't take this.
I'm dying to see what Luann does to Dorinda that makes her flip on her next week. I'm dying.
And you know what? I'm really looking forward to a fight that does not include Bethany because this has been so polarizing for Claudia and I and the toast. And I just want to get on another fight, and I feel like I'm going to be Team Luann. Even though, like,
it's a felony. Like, I can't.
I'm so excited. And Southern Charm reunion. Did you watch Southern Charm?
Yeah.
Tonight is the night.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
I feel like Ashley's not going to be on tonight.
Or, like, she'll be on the last 3 minutes and then, like, to be continued.
Maybe. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 parts. But
oh my gosh, 3 parts is a little heavy-handed.
It's a little much, but
there is much to dissect.
So actually, one of our Summer House producers went and did that season. Shout out to Sam. I think she made it so good. But
any tea?
I really don't have any tea, but I know that it was. She just told me, she's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's so much. And then
I feel like there's so much that we see, and like there is so much that we don't, mostly because like there's not enough time in the day.
Right. And I've read on Toasters some of the like rumors with, and like I don't think that it's true that none of them are friends. Like I saw one post about Craig.
Oh, who said that? A toaster?
Yeah.
I think that they are friends.
Yeah, I think
the boys are definitely friends. I think the girls have like became friends through the show, and now they're like coworkers who go out to drinks.
Right. But like I think that they, I don't know. I'm very perplexed, but I'm very interested to see how they handle the whole Thomas scandal, if they say anything about it.
They have to.
Or, I mean, they're going to have to address that he's not there, but I feel like are they just going to be like, Thomas isn't here? Or are they going to actually say something about the scandal?
Totally.
And like,
it'll be interesting.
And
I think they're going to talk about the scandal.
They're still together.
That's the craziest part.
Baffling. But I guess.
Do you read like the lines about that?
No.
Or, like she has shit on him. Like perhaps a sexting.
Big deal.
I don't know.
When everyone
it's crazy.
When everyone was talking about the Summer House video, I was like, I don't know any of the videos that are out there of me. I put them out myself. Like,
exactly.
But like, I actually think now with Thomas's scandal coming out, it's going to make them stronger than ever.
Yeah, because
they're hated together. Everyone hates them together, and you know nothing unites people like being
us
a victim
against the world.
Yeah.
Also, if she's standing by Thomas during this, like that, how can he ever like abandon her?
Right, without looking like a piece of shit.
Right.
But if she is standing by Thomas during this, that girl will do anything for $1.
Totally. Like it's not worth it. Just get a job, honestly.
Right.
You know, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it'll be okay.
Literally, when she talks about her job, I know it's not the same, but I picture like, you know how they said Faith was like watching some lady, and I picture Ashley doing the same job and like having sex with Jax.
No, totally. That's exactly what it is.
Just like hanging out and the lady's
watching
asleep.
an old lady. That story is still so crazy.
How do you watch any of the like Challenge or X on the Beach with Faith? I've been watching it because Faith.
I started to watch X on the Beach,
but it was just so bad.
No, it was so bad, and I don't mind bad TV, but it was like the editing.
Let's look in your pineapple.
The editing was so fake. It was like they were filming on a beach here and then at a waterfall, and they're trying to pretend like it's the same day, and I'm like, okay, I'm not this stupid. I gotta go.
And like, can't we find someone a little bit more enthused than Romeo?
Right. And like, where's Terrence
Let's
J?
look in your pineapple. That's a cut.
That's so funny.
You got a crush.
The cast of that show was like really wild. Like Chase from
Bachelor.
The Bachelor, and people said he was going to be on Vanderpump Rules. Like, what was that?
Oh, I have no idea.
And you were the one who told us that Carl and Sheena had hooked up.
Right.
Do you know, is Sheena dating either Adam, the bartender, or Robbie Hayes?
I do not believe that she's dating Robbie Hayes.
They're just
I don't know about Adam. But I could see that happening because, Vanderpump Rules needs some new blood, and they tried to tease us with Adam last year. And, like, the thing with Brittany, like, that whole storyline kind of flopped completely to make Adam a focus of the show. So I can see how they would maybe push them to date or something, because Bravo, I think, is trying to get more men on their shows.
On all shows or just Vanderpump?
I think on a lot of those shows. I mean, there's not that many options
watch Bravo.
for them.
Did you hear about the new show?
I did.
Oh my God, you should totally do it. Are you gonna?
Well, I don't know.
Oh my God, that's perfect. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow. I will be with my friend Kristen from Page 6, so we're just going to be...
Oh, I love her.
Isn't she the best?
Yeah.
She's such a sweetie, and she's also just an expert on all things pop culture, so we will be hitting you with the news that you need to know before you embark on your weekend. Steven, you are a true gem. Where can everyone follow you?
You can follow me. Just follow me on Instagram at Steven McGee.
Totally. Everything else is worth it. I agree. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.